Welcome to Comfort Zone, a podcast all about pushing your host, well, outside of their comfort zone. I'm Christopher Lawley, and each week I am joined by two incredible co-hosts. As always, I'm joined by Matt Birchler. Matt, how are you feeling this week? Feeling any better?
I feel great. It feels good to be a normal person again. I feel like I listened back to our last episode because I did not remember any of it. It was just a blur.
That was like a few weeks ago when I was sick. It was like that for me when I was editing. I was like, I don't remember any of this. But we're also joined by Niléane. Niléane, how are you feeling?
Well, it's my turn. I am sick today.
Matt gave you his sickness.
Yes.
It's transferred through the XLR cable. I think that's the problem. If we were all on USB, we'd be fine.
It's in the WAV files. It's in the WAV files.
It's in the Mark Gurman rumors.
Ooh.
If you read them, you
know,
catch.
Alan Dye probably got you sick.
Yeah.
Oh, the Alan Dye slander will not end.
I so wish I could follow up on so many things. I've listened to so many takes this week on podcasts.
There's been a lot of takes. We could do a whole episode on the takes, but instead we have a whole nother show, and we've got a bunch of tiny topics, so we should jump through them really quickly. Oh no.
The Browser Podcast.
No. Uh-oh.
Browser Podcast. The Browser Podcast.
This goes on for a while.
The Browser Podcast.
It's been a while.
Hosted by Matt Birchler.
Welcome back, everybody. I think the Browser Podcast has returned, and I have no idea what it's about this time.
Really?
Did I put this in? Am I still sick and delusional?
You put this in. I did not.
Oh my God, I'm delusional. Well, welcome to the Browser
my
Podcast
God.
that I knew was coming up.
I thought this was a bit. He really forgot.
No.
Okay.
So I'm bringing. I just wanted to mention. There is a new web browser. Of course, there is. It's called Aura at aurabrowser.com, and I don't think I've used this yet. Although I'm questioning everything. Nope, it's installed on my computer. I've got it.
Wait,
and,
did we not already talk about this one?
Did we?
Comfort Zone?
What is happening?
Maybe we did.
Let me check. Let me search.
Is this a copy paste issue?
You know what's nice is that we have switched 50 times of application for our show notes. So if I need to search through our archive, I need to search through 50 different apps.
I think
get
this
three
is the
app
first time
nerds.
we're bringing it up. Anyway,
Is
it's an
Oh,
ARC clone
look
based
at
on
this.
Safari.
No. Episode 71. Look at this. It's called Aura Browser, but A-U-R-A. Is it a different one? It's also Aura Browser, but spelled differently?
Yes.
Oh, Aura Browser is the one that, Chris, you tried. It's for the
That was the
Yes.
one. That was the iPad
Oh, boy.
ARC browser. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel better and somehow worse. It's not a repeat, but one is called Aura Browser and one is called Aura Browser. There's too many ARC clones. I'll stand by my assertion that ARC is the most influential web browser in the past 10 years, and the only company who didn't seem to care about it was the one making it. Anyway,
So how
Aura,
is
it might be
Aura
okay.
Browser?
It's okay enough. It is using WebKit, and for me, that's a big nope. It also doesn't support, as far as I can tell, extensions yet. So, just on the precipice of being useful. But if you like the idea of ARC, but you're anti-Chromium, you could give this a shot. There's a wait list, but I got in pretty quick.
WebKit is hard to handle.
And that was another very successful episode of the
went
Browser Podcast.
Flawlessly.
All right. Well,
The production value.
The music was great. That was spot on.
You guys were very well prepared for this. Very well
We
prepared.
just stared at each other like it's yours, right?
I was wondering what's happening. I'm like, I don't do anything for these bits. Like, that's like the whole bit is I'm not in here, but you were just like, neither one of you were talking. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But okay. All right. Well, that was a podcast within a podcast. And we have another podcast within a podcast. We have our returning segment that we have been doing for 75 years. This is the 75th one, hosted by myself and Matt Birchler on Was This a Good Season of Formula One? And Matt Birchler, I'm going to ask you the question we ask every single year. We've asked this question 75 times because this was the 75th season of Formula One. Was this a good season of Formula One?
If you didn't enjoy this season of Formula One, then I just don't think you like Formula One.
Concur. Absolutely agreed. This was your podcast within a podcast. Was this a good season of Formula One? I'm your host, Christopher Lawley, and Matt Birchler. All right, moving on. Who else had some tiny topics?
No. I think the browser podcast is better.
Yeah, well, I was too lazy to put together music.
Okay, so next tiny topic is from me. I have a follow-up regarding my Switch 2. It's still great. I was in Paris this week. May have something to do with the fact that I'm sick now. And because people all around me in the metro, on the train, anyway. But what was great is that I finally got to play the Switch 2 on the train, like during a 3-hour train trip. It's amazing. And to that end, I have bought something that Chris recommended. And it's not often that I admit that Chris is right.
When am I not right? I mean, come on. I'm always right.
Yeah. And so your recommendation were the grips, right?
Yes.
The grips for the Nintendo Switch 2.
The Savage Raven grips.
Yeah, that's a crazy name, by the way.
Yeah, it's a terrible name.
Great surprise that there were like they ship with 3 sets in the box, 3 different sizes. That's nice. I just like the default ones.
Okay.
So there's a small ones that are really small and almost don't make a difference. And there's a big one that my hands hurt. My hands hurt after holding the Switch with them for a while. So yeah, the default size is great. And yeah, perfect companion for the train. I've been playing No Man's Sky still. It's great.
Nice.
Amazing. And yeah, that's it. Still love the Switch 2. Amazing purchase and amazing companion on trains.
Well, I'm glad you got the grips and you like them. I like the
Yeah.
big ones. I use the big ones for the record, because big hands.
Yeah, big hands.
I learned this past week Metroid Prime 4 came out, and I'm playing it and enjoying it. But God, playing a shooter with those tiny little joysticks on the controller, they're better than the original Switch, but they're still so small. And apparently there are no third-party Joy-Cons yet, so I was very disappointed. The best you can do are like those ones made for iPads, and you can kind of like Bluetooth to them and everything. But
I'd just go pro controller at that point.
well, I do, but then it's in my hands, and I'm like, I tried playing on the couch with it like on my lap and with the pro controller, and it was very awkward. I didn't like it.
Mm.
In a few days, I'm hosting like a small gathering at my place with friends. We're going to play the Switch for an afternoon. And that is if I'm not still sick by then, of course. And yeah, anyway, I realized that we still have Joy-Cons from the Switch 1 lying around. And I realized that those still work with the Switch 2.
Oh,
However,
nice.
you cannot charge them, obviously, if you don't, like, we traded in our Switch 1, so our Switch OLED, so yeah, we can't charge them. However, you can buy accessories to charge them, and you can buy them from either Nintendo itself or third parties. And let's just say Nintendo, like, they're greasing their hands, like, everywhere they can. The small chunks of plastics that you can buy from them to charge the Joy-Cons are really expensive. So yeah. Next up, somebody in a feedback form recommended something for me because I've been wondering if there is such a thing as earbuds that you can wear to sleep, like especially if you're a side sleeper. And somebody wrote like a huge review almost in the feedback form, comparing three pairs of earbuds. I will not read it all, but I really appreciate it. They mention two pairs that seem interesting to me. One is called the Oslo Sleep Buds. And looking at the websites, yeah, it does seem like it would be a good fit. They seem to sit flush against your ear, and they especially advertised for side sleepers. However, they say that like the way that these earbuds seem to work is strange, like on a technical level, because the the case, like the small case, the charging case, acts like a transmitter for the earbuds. So like the earbuds are not talking to the device themselves; they're going through the case as a transmitter, which is really weird. And yeah, and the person who wrote in said that can cause audio dropouts due to interference. So yeah, something weird going on here. They also recommend checking out the Soundcore A20. Those are from Anchor. They're much cheaper, but they do say that those don't sit as flush against your ear. So I don't know. It's interesting, but I think it's too much of a gamble to get these things. Uh, I'm not even sure I would use them, but it's interesting. They're out there. They exist.
So we have a little bit of housekeeping to do. So we are taking the week of Christmas off. So there will be no episode of Comfort Zone coming out Christmas Day, because I believe Christmas is on Thursday this year. So there will be no episode of Comfort Zone, but there will be a Cozy Zone episode that week. So there'll still be that if you subscribe to the members only feed. But yeah, we will be back the following week, and we'll talk more about what we're doing that weekend a little bit later on. But this week on Cozy Zone, we drafted fonts. This might be the nerdiest thing we've ever done. But yeah, we drafted fonts, and it was fantastic. And Matt picked the fonts, so you can yell at him if your favorite font isn't on there. So let's just get into the main show. I have a few things I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about. So last week I talked about some stuff I'm going to be changing into the new year. Mm-hmm. And this week I want to talk about some of my favorite things that I changed this year. Some of the things I mentioned on this show, some of them I didn't. But I like to follow up on things because oftentimes us nerds, we like changing things and making changes, and then we keep making changes, and we don't ever do long-term follow-up. So that's kind of what this is. So I think one of the big things I did this year is I combined my office and studio into one space. And you might notice if you're watching the video, this is a whole new angle. This shouldn't be the first thing I've published. I should have a YouTube video already out with this angle, but I don't know. But
it looks great.
Thank you. I'm really happy with it. I'm shooting into a corner now for audio listeners, so I have nice leading lines from my main desk and the bookshelf. I changed up the lighting, so it's all coming from the right side, so I get a little bit more contrast, but I have some practical lights behind me, and then I have the window blinds behind me open, so it's very different than what it was. I was not liking my old shot. It was very flat, and it was frustrating, and this is much more interesting to me. So I'm really happy with this.
Can you explain to us, can you teach us what are the lighting techniques? Because I saw a few TikToks, right? I'm on the TikToks. And on the TikToks, they teach me cinema and how to stage scenes or whatever. And I've learned that you made it like some key lights to light up your subject, right? Mm-hmm. But for the shot to look natural, you need like some fake light sources in the background as well. So it seems like the light is coming from whatever's in your background. However, it's coming from something else in front of you. Is that what you've done? Are you movie maker is what I'm asking.
I am a movie maker. No. So typically for these kinds of shots, you have what's called a 3-point lighting system. You have what is the fill, or I'm sorry, you have the key, which is your main light source. So that's which kind of lighting here. In fact, I'll turn some stuff off as we go. So right there, if you're watching the video, I just turned off the key light and I just got really dark. The background is lit, but I am very dark. So I'll turn that back on. And so that is the key light. That is my main source of light for lighting the subject. Now, typically, if you were to do interview style thing, you would also, so that's to the right of me. You would also have a light to the left of you, which would be called a fill light, which would help get rid of these shadows and contrast on the left side of my face. But I like the shadows. I like the contrast. It makes it interesting looking. So I do not have a fill light. I don't anymore. I just have my main key light and I have a big diffuser on it that is basically giving me nice soft light. It's not harsh light. It's not hard light. It's nice soft light. Then what you also have is a hair light. And what a hair light typically does is it shines to the back of your head and it adds separation between you and the background. Well, I did something a little different. My hair light isn't directly behind me, shooting behind me. My hair light is way off to the right side, shooting basically everything that is behind me. So it kind of adds, if you're looking here, it adds this separation, kind of the light on my right shoulder. I can turn that off. And it adds the light to the bookshelf and stuff behind me. So that's kind of the two main lights. And then I have two practical lights, the lamp on my desk and then a lamp on the bookshelf. But what you won't notice is I also have a tube light that is set to a warmer yellow light that is also lighting the bookshelf, and for some reason it's not responding, so I'm not able to turn it off. But if you look at the bookshelf, a lot of that yellow warmer light is coming from this tube light now.
Is it behind you, the tube light?
It's actually sitting on my desk. On the if I was facing my desk, the very left side of my desk, and it's just out of frame, so it looks like the lighting is kind of coming from the desk lamp that I have, and it's hitting the bookshelf, so it also looks like it's coming from the practical light there. And I've set it to the same white balance as those two lights, so it looks natural. And then I also have the blinds open, which also adds more light behind me as well. So that is what's giving me the separation between me and the background, so I don't look flat.
Nice. You should be on the TikToks.
I am technically on the TikToks. I just haven't posted anything there in a while because I've kind of come up with a new strategy for shorts, but I'm waiting on some stuff to show up before I start doing that to make it a little bit easier for me. So I'll probably start doing that in the new year.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Nice.
Yeah, I'm liking it. But I combined my studio and my office, and basically my studio is now a big triangle. So I have this desk that I sit at, my normal filming desk. Then I have the bookshelf, and then I have my main desk, and it kind of forms like a triangle, like I'm the Triforce. I'm in the middle of the Triforce is what it is. And this is kind of a very interesting setup because it allows me to kind of move around with my filming and do different angles and things like that. And I wasn't sure about it at first, but then after I did the first test, I immediately fell in love with it. And then once I got like the lighting and the color grade all dialed in, it's so good. I love it. I'm so happy with it. Couple other things, I changed. I talked about this one on an earlier episode of Comfort Zone, but I downsized my backpack to the Nomadic Luma 18-liter backpack, and I'm still loving it. I went on another trip with it. Absolutely, right move to downsize my backpack. Proper move. Also, despite what Matt Birchler says, I'm still loving the AirPods Pro 3. Matt Birchler is wrong. Hashtag Matt Birchler is wrong. Let's get that trending so people know. Let's get that trending so people know not to listen to him. Hashtag cancel a better computer. Hashtag cancel Matt Birchler. Hashtag Matt Birchler is wrong. But yeah, I love the AirPods Pro 3. Better noise canceling. The fit is fine for me. Yeah, they stick out and that's a little weird. And I wish they had better battery life, but that's kind of it.
Is that what they do when you go to Cupertino for events? Do they measure your ears? Are you in the 10,000 ears and I'm not?
Yep.
Is that the issue?
Yep. See, that's the thing is when you get invited to Apple events, they measure your ears so they
Apple.
know.
I want you to measure my ears. Bring me to Cupertino.
What a strange thing to say. But maybe he's not in the 10,000 years. He is the 10,000 year.
They just
years.
measured my ears 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of you sitting there like, guys, are we done? What are we done? It's been days.
I got dinner plans, guys. Come on, like, can we
Yeah,
wrap
we don't
this up?
come back
Like,
on Monday though.
yeah. Yep. That's what happens at Apple events. You don't. It's not talking to PR people or like trying to get information or anything like that. Nope. It's just measuring your ears. That's all Apple events technically
I
are.
feel like we've talked about the AirPods Pro 3 in every single episode for the past months.
It's become the
wanted to-
clack of our 2025.
Yes.
If in 2024 it was all clack talk, now it's all AirPods talk.
I just wanted to have the last word on them. That's why I put them in here.
Yeah.
Changing my topic at the last second.
We do not have another regular episode Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, challenge. The other thing I made a change is I got the Barodynamic DT770 Pro X's. That is what if you're watching the video, that is what I'm wearing now. At the start of this show, I was using AirPods Max, AirPods Pro Max, AirPods Max. That kind of sucks for podcasting headphones because you got to use that super cheap cable that my girlfriend's mom's cat loves to eat up, and I have bought like 6 of those things. That's the absolute worst. But these sound great. Not even just for podcasting, but they sound good for music and stuff like that. Niléane, I know you had a pair similar to these, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you and I had very similar pairs. I think there was something off on the numbers, and I don't remember what the difference is. But
These are the DT 700 Pro X. Yours are the 770, right?
I have no idea what the difference is between the 700 and 770s.
They look a bit different.
They do look a bit
But
different.
otherwise, I don't know.
I would say these are the most comfortable over-the-ear headphones I've ever worn. And I'm okay wearing them for a long period of time. Like we can do 2 hours for Cozy Zones because we record multiple episodes at a time. And they're fine. They're really comfortable to wear. And what's really cool is the plug is removable that goes into the headphones, and it's mini XLR. So you're getting all the bits, all the bit rates.
Ooh, is Mini XLR nicer than Mini HDMI?
Oh God, yeah. The mini HDMI is the worst. Mini and micro HDMI cables are the worst that have ever been made, and whoever made them deserves exile. Because I hate that so much.
Exile
I'm so
where?
excited.
Just checking.
I thought my new camera would be here by today. It's not, but I'm so excited that my new camera has full-size HDMI. Full-size HDMI. Like, I can take an HDMI cable and plug it into the side of it. I don't need this micro mini HDMI cable that I'm using with this one. Shame on you, camera. Shame on you, Canon R5.
Does not take much to make a man happy.
Just a full-size HDMI port.
Just a
Come
full
on.
size.
Full-size HDMI port and a Dr. Pepper, and I'm a happy guy.
So you said these are the most comfortable headphones you've worn, and
Yes.
I would have said the same about my Barodynamic, but then I got these, as you know, the Maze.
Yes.
You should try them because they don't feel like anything. They feel like there's nothing. Like you can forget about them so much easier.
That's really nice. Like I am not I'm just not a audio person to the point where I want wired headphones now when I'm listening to podcasts or music. The only time I wear wired headphones is when I'm doing this show with you guys. So like I'm not in the market for high-end headphones, but
They're about the same price.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
300 something.
Oh, I don't think these were that much. I think these were like 150.
Okay, they're more expensive then.
Okay, yeah, I think these were like 150.
Yeah, but those are
The
plastic.
Barodynamic ones.
They're not.
Yeah, these are
wood.
plastic. They're not. Yeah, like the build quality's fine and they're comfy, but they're not like they're not amazing.
They're
when it comes to that.
$249.
The Bear Dynamic
These
DT770s?
ones, the Maze.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're $249. Okay, so yours about $100 more than mine. So that's still not bad.
Yeah.
One thing I did do, and I haven't really talked about this, is I built a charging station in my studio that's just right over there. It's actually where the big ball lives too. Yeah,
The big ball lives on.
But I
The
built
big ball.
But I built this charging station that has like this Anchor USB-C hub and just a bunch of USB-C cables, and I also some outlets and stuff just sitting on there, and I can just charge whatever I need. It's so nice having like a dedicated place to just put stuff to charge, especially for like filming and things like that. Love it. Super, super handy. And the other thing I did is I bought a second Husky tool chest. And as a YouTuber, you are legally required to have a Husky tool chest to put your gear in. You can't be a YouTuber without that. You legally are required to do that. I bought a second one of those. Oh my God, it's made my life so much better. I wish I could just have one big long one, but I put them in my closet. And if I had one big long one, I wouldn't be able to open the doors and have closet doors on. So I got two separate ones, and if it fits perfectly in the closets. Like I can slide the closet door open the chests, and do all that stuff. It's really nice.
So I only have one question. Sorry, I will indeed have a snarky thing to say for every item in your list.
Okay, all right.
For this
please.
one, I only have one question. Does your charging table have a screen?
Yes, it does. The Anchor
course.
thing that I have as the main charging thing has a screen on it, and it shows like how many watts are being outputted.
Awesome. Okay. Fits you.
Right? Pretty cool. Pretty
Suits
cool.
you.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Another change that I made, and this one's a pretty recent one, is I got a 24mm prime lens for filming and doing the show. So I'm very prime right now. It's an f1.4 lens, so really shallow depth of field. I shoot at f1.8. I feel f1.4 is not enough for me to be able to get my my face and hands in focus when I'm holding something. F1.8 seems to be the sweet spot for that. If you want to get like a table in focus too, like do like f2.8. But f1.8, you get a nice shallow depth of field. The background's nice and blurry. Oh, yeah. It's great.
So-
Niléane, what's your snarky comment?
Are you not worried that Amazon is going to like start charging you for this? Like at first, Prime Video was included with Amazon Prime, but
Oh,
then
wow.
now you charge extra. So maybe
Yes.
for your Prime lens, you're going to be charged extra.
Yes, Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos comes to my house every week and asks for $10.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming, I gotta be honest.
That one was a good one. I wasn't expecting that one. Some of the others,
Thank you,
I'm like, okay, I can get these. But yeah, no, that's good. The M5 iPad Pro, not really an exciting update. The M5 chip isn't really doing too much for me. In fact, Final Cut for the iPad has been feeling very sluggish, and the test I've been doing with DaVinci Resolve feels sluggish as well. And I'm like, uh-oh. That's not good. And I haven't even got my fancy cinema camera yet, so I'm like, But there is one thing I really, really appreciate about the M5 iPad Pro, and it's not a reason to upgrade an M4 one over an M5 one for most people, but the fast charging. I love the fast charging on the M5 iPad Pro, especially like when I forget to charge my iPad up the night before and I need to film in the morning. I can just plug it in, go make some breakfast, do my thing, and then it'll be topped up by the time I'm ready to start filming. Really nice. Niléane, go.
Does it run macOS?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Okay, and the last thing on my list of things that I've just like absolutely appreciated this year that have just changed the way I've been doing things, it's iPadOS 26. I mean, it fixed everything. And it's children. iPadOS 26.1 and 26.2, giving you slide over and split view back. I still do not understand why people are complaining that split view, this isn't real split view when you can drag and drop icons. I don't get it. I don't know. People are still complaining. People are yelling at me like it's my fault. I don't know why people think it's my fault. I don't work for Apple. Though I would take an Apple salary, sure, if Apple wanted to give me one. But I don't know. But iPadOS 26 fantastic, game-changing. It brought my love for the iPad back. Niléane, go.
Does it run macOS?
Wow, how would iPadOS run macOS?
I don't know. Make it work. I don't know. Boot camp. We talked about this.
Okay.
That was Matt's
yeah.
take. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like my like stuff that's really changed for a positive. I wanted to focus on the positives. I could get negative if I wanted to, but I wanted to focus on the positives. And those were the things that were very positive and that I changed this year, and I'm really happy with them, and I will continue to use them into next year.
Yeah, it's nice. I wish I had done such a list. Maybe I will try.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even if it's just for fun, like just kind of reflect on your year and think of like the positive changes and stuff like that. Like these were kind of the things I was kind of like looking around last night and this morning and stuff, and I was just like, well, what was some stuff that I did that I was feeling good about, and these were the things that I did, and I'm just like, yeah, I can get on board with all these.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, so that's kind of it for me. Matt, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I have a fun topic, but I did want to mention I am still using my mouse.
Ooh.
That crazy mouse I got for one of our challenges, I think. I think I was supposed to do a thing with a mouse. Anyway, I got this
Yeah,
cool little
yeah.
mouse.
I actually think that was a topic.
Oh, it
Pretty
was a
sure that was a
topic.
topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my memory is failing today. And yeah, it's still great. The no side scroll is still an issue, but I just told macOS to always show scroll bars, and now just I have side scroll bars. Anyway, that's not my topic. Just wanted to say a nice thing that I have stuck with this year.
Nice.
So, it has been a year, folks. This was going to be my year of fitness. I wrote a blog post last year that was like, I want this to be a year of fitness. I want to like the yearly theme, if you will. And I just wanted to do a good job. I was turning 40, wanted to make sure I felt good at 40. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. But what 2025 was also the year of was the year of making things and just not accepting the world as it is. So I've done this all year with development. I made the apps I want to exist. I made some scripts on my computer that I wanted to exist. It's great. It's so liberating when you're like, oh, there's nothing that does this. I will make it. It's so cool. The second thing that has really connected with me is my 3D printer that I got for Black Friday. And oh, buddy, has this been my purchase of the year. $200 and I've changed my life.
I'm so jealous. I'm very jealous.
So I also wanted to share my personal toxic tech trait, which is I truly adore when I tell a computer to do something and it takes a while to do that thing. I love a computer just chugging away at some task. I love hitting export on a video and hearing the fans kick in and having it work and do its thing.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I know exactly that feeling. Like, especially when you get like a new computer and you know it's more powerful than the previous one. You're like, it's doing this like a minute faster or 2 minutes faster or like 20 minutes or something like that.
Is this copium for not having fiber or something?
Probably.
Probably. Uploading is the one thing I do not like that takes a long time. Everything else I do.
Okay.
But like, I also like setting things up and seeing them happen. So like a Rube Goldberg sort of thing. Like I talked previously about, or I think this was maybe on a Cozy Zone episode, but I talked about how I like the F1 manager game because I can set up a strategy for a race. I can hit start and then the strategy just happens and I get to make some decisions along the way. But it's just this thing that's in motion that I can watch happen. I like my robot vacuum because it takes like 2 hours to vacuum everything. And I just like that it's off in the background doing its thing. And I get a very similar hit from this 3D printer because it takes, depending on what you're making, the smallest things take like 30 minutes to make, and the longest one I've done is 5 hours. So it's a while, but it's so cool to just have it working in the background. You may be asking yourself, is it printing something right now? Yeah, absolutely it's printing something right now. What am I going to do? Not have it print anything? I can't have the assembly line stop.
Gotta optimize.
Can you queue things, or like that actually wouldn't make sense because you would need to remove the new thing,
Correct.
the
Yeah.
thing before you could print the next thing.
Now,
Okay.
if you had some sort of multi-plate system where it could like a CD changer, if it could like switch out the plates, that would be
or
cool.
like a conveyor belt, like when a thing is done, it just moves it off to the side and then
Yeah.
it starts the next one.
Maybe I could configure like a spatula that just kind of like scoops it off and flips it off like a pancake.
you
you
know
could-
what? You could probably print that.
You could achieve that with Legos even.
Ooh, another one of my passions.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love it. It's always working. I also fully understand why I see so many. Well, I'm deep in the 3D printing YouTube rabbit hole now, and I was at first I was like, why did these people have like multiple printers? I totally get it. It's so because as soon as something's printing, you find something else you want to make, and you have to wait for it to happen, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I totally get it. But I know I've talked about this on the show before. It was a challenge, my Black Friday one. So I wanted to give an update on what I've been doing with it, some resources I found interesting, and yeah, I think this thing is still on sale for like $199. So if you're interested, I think you can still get it for a pretty good price. But here's the cool thing. There are multiple communities built up around this. A few websites of note is Maker World. So this one is run by Bamboo Lab, who makes the printer. And it's basically a social network for 3D models. And what's cool about these is that you can just like hit a button and print them on your device. There's no setup. There's no anything you have to do. There's user reviews. There's pictures other people have taken of it. It lets you remix it. So if someone's posted a design, someone can post a remix of it. And so you'll see like, here's the original one, but here's like 20 iterations of it. And you could find one for your like exact thing. So like as a basic example, if someone made a little holder for the Logitech MX Master 3S and you have a 4S, there's likely someone has gone in and slightly modified it to fit the 4S or the 4. So you can kind of get exactly what you want. Super cool. And you can also just download the 3D files if you want. So you're not totally locked into their system. Also works from your phone. So you can just pull it up on your phone and you can send print jobs to your computer from there. So super integrated, super nice. I think Bamboo Lab is often considered like the quote unquote Apple experience for 3D printers because I don't have to think about anything and I like it. So that's pretty cool. There's two other big ones. Printables seems to be the bigger one. This is just similar idea, but just a more generic, not tied to any specific brand. But because 3D printers just print 3D models, you can easily import them and print them on your Bamboo Lab printer. And there's also one with a lovely name called Thangs that is a bunch of 3D models as well.
How'd you say that? Thanks.
You got, yeah, it's definitely a hard A. Thangs.
Thanks.
Thanksgiving.
Exactly. So there's those, and you can go anywhere else on the web. There's Reddit communities, there's all sorts of places. I'm sure there's forums. I guarantee there's forums that have people sharing 3D stuff. But what is also cool is that because these are 3D models and these printers just print 3D models, you can make your own. So if you know how to model things, you can do that. If you want to modify these, you can totally do that. So the best tools, I think, for the two big platforms that we care about. On the Mac, it's Blender. Blender is fantastic. It's free. I don't know if it's open source, but it's free for sure.
It is.
And
Yeah, it's open source.
And it's the industry standard for a lot of stuff. It's I wouldn't say it's super intuitive, but
No, it is
not. But it's totally free. Runs on the Mac. It is not a native app. If you like native apps, you will not be happy with this. It is a window that has a menu bar at the top of the window, not of the actual app. So very good stuff there. And then on the iPad, there is a good app. I'm happy to report. It's called Shaper 3D, which does require you to sign into an account. It does have a paid option, but it looks like I can do a lot of basic stuff for free, so I'm hoping that'll be sufficient. But it is actually nice to do it on the iPad because you have the touch screen and just kind of like navigating a 3D space with with touch and an Apple Pencil is nice. And they differentiate between touches and Apple Pencil interactions. So you can tell it, I'm using an Apple Pencil, I'm only using my finger, and it'll have like, or I'm using mouse and keyboard, and it has different kind of controls for each one. But I love an iPad app that differentiates between my finger and the Apple Pencil. I think that's really nice.
So I was in a Apple briefing once, and I saw somebody who works in Shaper 3D use it, and seeing somebody that like knows what they're doing in that app is incredibly impressive. What you can do with it, like it's very, very good. But also note, Blender is also coming to the iPad, and I'm assuming it'll be free because it's an open source app and stuff like that. So
You would think so, yeah.
Are you tempted to do the thing that is often advertised for the Vision Pro, which is like view your models in the Vision Pro before printing for some reason?
I'm going to be honest, it never even crossed my mind.
Okay.
you can get the new Logitech pencil thing and do it all in
Yeah.
there. Or
Yeah,
something.
maybe.
Can you
It's
not modify the models in the air like this? don't
I
know.
probably could. Had not considered that. So an example of this, I'll talk about like the things I made, but I made a little drawer under my desk. So I have oh God, they sponsored me. I don't even remember what they're called. Who makes the desks?
A Flexi Spot.
FlexiSpot. Thank you. So I have a FlexiSpot desk, which is just a slab of wood on top of the legs and the rising thing and everything. So no storage. So I have made two things that go under here. One was a laptop holder, so I can just slide my MacBook Pro in, which is great and I truly adore. I just saved a laptop-sized amount of space on my desk. And then on the other side, I've got like AirPods cases and like pens and stuff, and I was like, they're just on the desk. I'd like some place to put them. So I printed this little drawer that I would love to show you. And if I'd thought ahead, I would have done something about that. Maybe there'll be a picture in the show notes. But I found this little drawer that would work. And so it's just a little drawer piece and then two mounting things that you just screw into the bottom of the desk. And on the A1 Mini, the big gap on that product is that it's a very small printing area. The plate that you print onto is smaller than the other devices. And so the model was too big. It wouldn't fit. And so someone helpfully scaled it down to my size, which was 85% scale. And I printed that, and it printed great. And then I got it, and I was like, why are these screw holes so small? So they just did a straight scale every single thing 85%. And so screws didn't fit. Like literally did not fit. I have like effectively the smallest screws that aren't like eyeglass screws. And yeah, nothing fit. So I rolled up my sleeves, my digital sleeves. I opened the thing in Blender. I figured I have no idea what the heck I was doing, but I figured out how to scale just those holes by the amount. So I basically undid the scale on those holes, left everything else the same size, printed it, and it worked great. So that was very cool. What I should do is upload it. Jeez, that should be my first upload. Hey,
yeah, you should be giving back. Jeez, so selfish.
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
You're really selfish, Matt.
Yeah.
Like, think of other people for once.
Yeah. So anyway, and what's cool is the amount of filament that cost. Like for this drawer, I could buy one on Amazon, I'm sure. But this was like, I don't know, 30 cents of filament that this costs. Like the cost to like make little things around your house is basically zero, which is cool. So what have I been making? This is the big question.
Mm-hmm.
What have I been making?
Can I make a guess first?
You can,
Okay.
of course.
Is it anything that Chris has asked you? Like, has Chris already taken advantage of the fact that you have a printer and that you can send stuff to him?
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
if you,
All right.
if you have some great ideas, I would love them. So what have I been doing? One of the things people do a lot with these printers is print out custom board game storage solutions. So a problem that I have, we have a couple board games, and we have expansions for those board games. And once you have an expansion, you get into a weird spot where you've got like pieces from the base game plus the expansion pieces and the box. The expansion box is never big enough to hold everything, and the original box wasn't anticipating more cards or pieces or whatever. And so it isn't really built for that. But there's a whole community of people who have the same problem and want to fix it. And so you can very often just type in whatever your board game of choice is, and people will have pieces that they have created that will fit in the box nicely, will hold all the pieces, and are great. Some of them have like little inserts for little magnets where they will like clip together, and it's super cool. So I did one for the game Wingspan, and it's very nice. It's a very good quality of life situation, because previously the box was like sitting there with the lid askew, and like it was not good. It was not good. So this is cool, and this is a rabbit hole we will surely go down. We'll do Ticket to Ride next. Also, I am down the IKEA route with the Skadis. Skådis.
Yes. There you go. You're Swedish now.
The Midwestern in me wants to say Skadis.
No, remember he's banned from there.
I wouldn't know how to get there.
I think for your information, I have studied Swedish for less than 5 months. I think I've already told this story. So I am an expert, and you should say Skådis.
Skådis.
Yeah.
I'm going to say scatty. 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 I'm going to say scatty. Scatty?
So this is kind of the agreed upon cool pegboard to get. And so I got 2 that are behind my desk. So I now have storage like behind my computer screen. So my headphones have a little hangy thing that I printed and fits perfectly with the Sonys. I have my game controllers. So I have a PS5 and an Xbox controller that I use with my computer. Those have custom little holders that are into there. I also bought some calipers, because if I'm going to be designing my own 3D models, I need to know physical sizes. So now I have a set of digital calipers, and so that has a custom holder. And so I'm just building these custom mounts for things. I have them for my drills. They're perfect. Super, super cool. So I'm basically I'm using anything that will work with the default hooks that you get for SCOTUS.
Skatus. We already said Skatus. Skatus.
And but for everything else, if I can make a custom thing, I'm making a custom thing, and it takes like 40 minutes, so it's very, very cool. I have implemented one drawer of Gridfinity, which is the organization structure, which is kind of like this grid of 42 millimeter squares, and then there's bins and custom things you put in there. I did this for our main junk drawer in the kitchen, which was a freaking nightmare, as they so often are. And now everything has its home. Even for batteries, I got battery holders that are custom made for AA, AAA, 9-volt, and coin cell. So those are all just in there perfectly, and there's room for more if we buy more. But like, oh, it's so satisfying, because that was again, we all have this drawer. It's horrible. It's the worst thing. I feel so much shame about it. And now it's better.
I hate that I have this drawer. When I lived by myself, I did not have a drawer like this. That's all I was saying. And now that I don't live by myself, there is a drawer like this. I hate that drawer. I hate that drawer.
That we have multiple of these drawers, right? Not just one.
Oh.
Most drawers in my house are actually not that different from that. So there's a lot of work to do. Work to be done. I'll go through the other ones quickly. I have made a MagSafe charger for my iPhone.
What kind?
So this was a prototype. I made a white version of this, but it's like a sphere that looks kind of HomePod-y, and you just put a MagSafe connector in there. And yeah, so I made this. So this is on my desk, and my phone charges from it and goes sideways and everything. That's cool. I made a little flower pot, also actually ironically inspired by a HomePod that I don't have with me to show you, but is very nice. And then a couple things coming soon that I think will make both of you very happy, because I sent you a picture of my current situation a couple days ago, and you both reacted very poorly. Mm-hmm. I am going to finally fix my cable management under my desk, which is an absolute nightmare. I'm willing to admit it's an absolute nightmare. there is a system for this as well. It's not Gridfinity, but there's some sort of like grid thing where you just print a bunch of these little plates, stick them to the bottom of your desk, and then you can.
I know what that is. Yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
So then you can, for whatever your situation is, which is what I always struggled with these kind of generic solutions, you can get these. You can print out these little things that will hold the wires and go the directions you need them to go. And so I'm going to give that a try. And I may even do something with my Thunderbolt dock, which is currently command stripped to the leg of my. It's out of sight. I never see it. It's just on these command strips on the right.
What is command strip? What is that?
Oh, those are like those. There's stickies with like Velcro that you. Put together.
It's like the renter-friendly thing that you should just be able to pull these tabs and they come right off.
Oh, yeah. I just looked it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hate them. There's a dent in my YouTube plaque because of those things. I hate those things.
They remove the paint on the walls when you take them off.
They're not supposed to. They're literally, that's what they're designed for, is that they don't remove paint. Just drill a hole in the wall and then get some putty and cover over it.
Yeah. So that's it. Plenty more to do, but I am fully on board. It lives in my garage now. Just for the record, I had it in my office for like a day until I was like, no, I don't like that smell. And the general consensus was you should have some good air filter going, or you should have it not where you work. And so I don't think it's horrible, but it's not ideal. So especially these exposed ones that don't have a enclosure.
Can an air purifier work for that?
An air purifier is supposed to be good for it, yeah.
Okay.
So
that's good to know.
But yeah, so it's out in the garage. It does its thing, and then every few hours I get a notification on my iPhone that says the print is done, and I'm like, ooh, what do I do next?
Is your garage insulated? Do you worry about because you get real weather there?
I do worry about it because it is very cold, but thus far it has worked okay. I will report back if the cold devastates it, but so far so good.
Okay. Interesting.
In the show notes you wrote down wood filament in regard to the board game.
Oh yeah. So
what is that?
Yeah.
So this is a whole rabbit hole. There's a whole you have filaments, so they're just spools of plastic or whatever material.
Yeah.
PLA is the basic one. That's usually the cheapest and most commonly used, which is just like normal plastic. And there are different colors for this. You can get different colors, but there is a wood. You can get wood colored filament. That's this, and there's also, and I don't think I got this. It doesn't seem to be. There's also filament you can get with like wood powder. What would that be? Like it has fine grains of wood in it, and so when you print that, it prints out the same way, but that one even will supposedly smell like wood, can be like sandpapered down like wood, and can be stained like wood as well. So that's an interesting one. But I think I got the cheap one, and it does not have that, so it's just wood color.
There's also, oh my God, I need this. There is PLA glow in the dark filament.
Yes.
I need this in my life.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I want this.
Yeah, there's like rainbow colored ones that will it'll just make everything you print will be a rainbow, and yeah, it's there's quite a few options out here, and they're all available on Prime next day delivery, so very easy to.
Oh my gosh, I want this so badly.
But you don't have to, Chris. You can just ask Matt.
Matt, can you? I'm gonna send you a list of things, and
your
your print jobs can hold off for a little while, right? Like you don't, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good for a little while. Like you can just focus on my stuff. Okay, cool.
Of course.
No, like I said when you brought this for the challenge, this is at the top of my Christmas wish list. I hope I get something like this.
If you get to the end of the year without owning this, I will be shocked.
Honestly, if I don't get this for Christmas, like if we Christmas morning comes, we open up all of our presents and all the presents are opened up, and I'm like, okay, looking around, I'm like, okay, everything's gone. There's not a 3D printer. I will just take out my phone and probably order one of these.
Yep. If only that was one of my 2025 predictions for tech. Dang it.
Yep. Well, you know,
Stay tuned next week, I guess, for our results. Anyway, that's it for me. I love this thing. This will be the last time I talk about it for a while, but I like it a lot. I want to spread the good word.
Nice. I'm glad you got this. I'm glad you could be our Sherpa into the 3D printing world. All right. Let's get into the challenge. The challenge was Niléane's. Niléane, what did you have us do? And I still don't get it.
So last week I told you guys, let's just buy some piece of clothing, and you were shocked for some reason. I don't understand. But the train of thought that was through my head is that I saw a post by Matt Birchler on Mastodon, and he was asking us how long ago have we gotten our belt, like the belt that we wear, like in our daily life. And I realized I only have one belt, and I should maybe have more belts. Anyway, this is absurd, but this is the point. And like maybe if you have found a way to make tech work into this, and I don't even know. I know I have, but I don't know about you.
Alrighty, I still don't get it. But Niléane, what did you do?
Okay, so I did two things. I have props with me here. So I went I made two purchases. One is an analog, like a analog way, and the other is a digital way. It's like two eras into one challenge. See? So do you guys know about Christmas markets? Sorry. That's
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a thing is that in North America.
Yeah. We have some, especially in Chicago, there's a really big one.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, I at least like I know in France, Germany, Sweden, like countries like that, maybe even the UK, Christmas markets, like around the end of November until Christmas. These will pop up in most cities, even smaller cities, where artisans, small shop owners will come onto the plaza of the city and sell their stuff. And it's really cute, and you have food there, and it's Christmassy, and it's not, you have music, hot wine to drink, and all of that. It's really nice.
Hot wine?
Obviously, yes.
Hot wine? What? I'm very confused.
Obviously, hot wine. Yes, that's a thing that people. I'm not on that train. Honestly, I don't really like it, but it's something that's really popular here. In winter on Christmas markets, you drink hot wine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Yes.
No
Anyway,
questions.
So I
Okay.
went there. Is the point? I went to our local one Christmas market, and I got this.
Oh. It is a yellow hat.
Yes.
A yellow beanie?
Yes. And it's fluffy inside. See?
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
There you go. And it's yellow. I have headphones on, so it's not. But there you go. So this is the analog purchase, and the digital one, I don't have it yet, because the point is that I've discovered something. There are like websites, at least in France, but I assume it's in other places as well. But there are websites where you can order clothes by batches. Like, for example, you like a pair of jeans that you saw online, okay? You go on that website, you order that pair of jeans in 3 different sizes because you're not sure which size you should get.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then at checkout, you select, I don't want to pay until I have selected which one I keep. So they send you everything. You still haven't paid for anything. They send you everything, all of that. You get all 3 pairs of jeans. You can try them on. You can send 2 of them back, and they will only bill you for the one you kept. And you can do that for the same pair of jeans in different sizes, but you can also like get 10 pieces of clothes, like I don't know, t-shirts, pullovers, I don't know, sweatshirts, a bunch of clothes. Let's say 10 items, and you send back 9 of them. You only keep one. They will bill you only for the one you kept. And I have done that for the first time. I think it's a really nice way to shop for clothes, especially if you're like me, that is someone who um, is autistic enough, I guess, to crash out in the store when there are too many people. This is why I have really I really struggle with shopping in general. I mean, in person. So this is a great way to just be able to try on clothes and make sure you're not buying extra clothes that will not fit you in the end online. And that's it. This is my submission. I got this cute yellow beanie at the Christmas market, and I'm about to get 3 pairs of the same jeans.
Nice. I have nothing to follow up with this. I'm like, okay, cool.
I mean, I do. Yeah.
I'm trying to inspire you guys to get out of your comfort zone. I don't know if that's familiar with you, that concept. But
Wow.
No, never heard that phrase. Definitely never spoke it.
I like the idea of them only charging you for the one. That's pretty cool. Because I've done this, my wife's done this, and it's like, why did you spend so much money at that store? Well, I had to get a couple different versions, and I'll return 2 of them. But you're floating a lot of money sometimes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Matt,
boy.
what'd you do?
Okay, so I wanted to embrace the tech side of this as much as possible.
He
All
3D
right.
printed clothes.
Say hello to my 3D printed cape. No, sadly,
That'd be cool.
Oh.
I was like, what have I heard the most on tech podcasts, YouTube channels? Who's sponsoring these? And you know who sponsors more than any other sock company that I can tell?
Oh, Bombas.
Bombas, baby.
Oh, I've heard that. Okay, yes.
So I treated myself to a 6-pack of Bombas men's all-purpose performance ankle
Chris.
socks.
Chris is showing his socks. Is
Oh
that
my god.
My pink booty Bombas socks that are actually Danielle's that I stole from her, and they're the most comfortable thing ever. Sorry, I hijacked your topic, Matt.
Yep. No, I feel vindicated. So what I like about these is I like a low-cut sock. I don't like a sock that pulls up to your knee. That's uncomfortable. That's like
Oh.
that's dressing up, and I don't want to dress up every day. But I don't want to have just like white socks that are lame and make me feel like I'm 15 years old as well somehow. So these are a great compromise. Now they are expensive because my normal socks are like $1 a pair. So these were expensive. There was a coupon, thankfully, to get them for less, but I hope they last for a long time. But I'll tell you, credit where it's due. They're comfy. They feel like nice socks. So I don't know. This might be my descent into turning into my father, who asks for socks every single Christmas and is like, genuinely, I want socks. That is my favorite thing. This is going to happen.
Impossible.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's my technical purchase of these are the socks that your favorite tech people have probably been sponsored by.
Have they sponsored me? I don't know. Use code LOLLY at checkout and find out if they've sponsored me.
So your review is that it's okay that people are being sponsored by them because they are a good product. Is that your conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a sock connoisseur to really know like if there's a better sock, and I'm sure I am 100% positive that there is a less expensive sock that is of high quality and is sold at like Farm and Fleet or something, and that's fine. But I don't know. These are nice. These are fine. They're too expensive. I will not buy more of them, but maybe in a year if these wear out.
Are they expensive? How expensive?
They are. I mean, this is showing. I don't think I spent this much. They're showing $90 for
What?
6 pairs.
What?
But I did not pay
For
that much.
Socks?
This must have been a Black Friday deal because I had like a coupon that got this for much less than that.
Oh, some of them are 50 even. Like, that's really expensive.
Yeah, I think I paid more like 50, which is a lot for socks.
What? That's still
But
too
they are
much.
nice. And I'll tell you what, I use them every day. So
I'm seeing a pair of like 200 euros.
I do know somebody that runs, and she swears by the Bombas running socks, so I get it. I've got the booties, I got the slippers, and they're very comfortable. But those were a Christmas present to Danielle, and she didn't end up liking them, so I stole them, and now they're mine. So now I wear all black except on my feet. I have pink booties.
I actually love that reveal.
That's nice.
That you're very consistent with black everything.
And
except,
like the crazy thing is, a couple of videos they sneak into the frame. Like you could see them. Nobody caught it. I'm like, I constantly wear
no one's
black.
looking at your feet, Chris.
That's a different website.
I was gonna say, there's enough people out there, and Chris's audience is big enough. There's somebody spying them feet.
Look, I've gotten some very weird comments and some
Okay,
very
my bad.
weird emails. Like, let's just say the YouTube commenting filter has done some work. Don't be creepy, people. Oh boy.
But
Have I
comment
gotten
on
some
your feet
comments
next time.
and emails. But yeah, something Bombas. I don't know. So
Yeah. What do you do, Chris?
I didn't get this challenge at all. I'm sorry, Niléane. I didn't get it. So you know what I did is I went to Amazon and I was like, you know what I need? I need some more black V-neck Pair of Thieves t-shirts. So I ordered some Pair of Thieves black V-necks in medium, and they arrived, and they are now in my collection of black V-necks, which they are all the same black V-necks from Pair of Thieves. Really like them. They're very comfy. They
that
breathe
works.
really well. That's why I like them.
I mean, that works. Like, that's valid submission. It's within the rules. Coming back to the socks, though, I just want to say, like, my strategy for socks, regarding socks, is chaos. Like, absolute, total chaos.
Oh no.
Like, with my partner, like, there is not their socks and my socks.
Oh, God.
No.
There is just socks.
No.
What's your toothbrush policy? There's
Oh.
not their toothbrush
It's
and
not
my
that.
toothbrush.
God, okay, she's gonna kill me for saying this. She's literally gonna kill me for saying this.
Oh, no, what are you about to say?
Danielle once used my toothbrush, and when I realized she had done that, I threw it out.
Did she know she had done it?
Yes,
Oh no.
I threw it
But
out.
that's okay.
I was like,
What?
no. Anyways,
Wow.
I literally, my sock policy is I have one type of sock. And as the sock gets worn out, I throw it out. And it is literally one type, one style. So I can go back on Amazon. I just type in socks in my order history and order more. So you know what? I never have to worry about matching socks.
Yeah.
I've
That's
never once
such-
woke up and like tried to find the matching sock. It's the same. They are all the same sock. I just grab 2 and I'm good to go. Or 3, depending on
But
how many
see,
feet I have
your
that day.
answer, like, is kind of chaotic, but also it's such a man's answer. Like, it's such a man thing to do to just get 10 items of the same kind.
I wear pants. Nobody's gonna see my socks. It's not a fashion
sure,
accessory for
yes.
me. Like finding the matching socks sucks. And you know what? I used to wear dress socks when I had big business job, and I hated them. I refuse to. I refuse to do it now. It's why I don't wear suits or collared shirts. I refuse to do it.
But you know, I agree with you. Like, matching socks is overrated. And this is what I meant. Like, not only like we have a common collection, but also like, I mean, at least not me. Maybe they do, but I absolutely do not care about matching socks ever. Maybe sometimes, but mostly never. And that's okay. I think I've embraced it. I think I like it. I like that when people notice that they have different socks on each foot. I like the weird look they have in their eyes. There you go.
That's chaos. All right.
Yes. Okay. So what else can we say about socks? Think.
Nothing. Let's move
Okay.
on. Okay. So normally this would be the time where we would it would be my turn to issue a new challenge. But next week actually not next week, our next episode, because next week we will be off for Christmas. But the following episode, which will come out in the new year, is going to be us revisiting our picks that we did. If you cast your mind all the way back into January of 2025, Matt came up with the game. Well, he borrowed it from another podcast, but he came up with the Pro and Pro Max game of us doing picks of like what we expect Apple to do, or not even just Apple specifically, like
Doesn't have to
tech.
know.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was there. I went back and listened to the show, and there's a couple other non-Apple things in there, but basically kind of things we would expect or maybe not expect sort of to happen in the new year. So we're going to grade those picks in the next episode, and then we're going to make some new ones. I'm very excited. Do you guys remember my car pick?
I do remember your card
No.
pick. I'll never forget your car pick.
I don't remember anything.
Then we'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
We'll go back over them next time. But yeah, I went back and listened to that episode when we mentioned that we were going to be doing this. I went back and listened to that episode. It is a good episode. It is very good. In fact, I pulled it up here. I can tell you exactly which one it is if you want to go listen. It is episode 32 of this podcast. We're on episode 80, guys, and this was episode 32.
Wow.
It's called The Opposite of Snow Leopard.
That happened.
That did happen. That's a point.
Incredible. It's amazing.
Who
predicted it?
I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
But
But
I
yeah,
did not expect that.
it's a good episode. I highly recommend everyone, if you're looking for something to listen to next week while we're off, go check out that episode, and you'll get a nice refresher going.
I have a
into
request
our
for
picks.
us.
Yes.
Let's not, like, we are chill. Like, yeah, we're a chill crew. Can we agree
Sometimes.
with chill?
Sure.
Yeah, we have chill vibe. Let's not go down the, like, Relay FM connected routes. Let's not, like, they are off the rails. They have rules.
Oh, the rules.
For every little scenario that can happen in the multiverse of scenarios.
Oh yeah.
I think we should be chill, and
Yeah.
We should try. I think we'll see how
Try
it goes
and be
next
chill.
week. If there's controversy, we might
There
get some
will be.
rules. But I hope not.
If there
look,
is
I already
controversy, we
listened to the episode. There's going to be controversy. I can
no.
tell you right now, we can try
Oh,
and be
no.
chill. There's going to be yelling.
we'll be chill. We'll just be like, oh, okay, we don't agree. That's okay.
Oh, interesting. You win. Great. I don't care. I didn't want to win
The
at
person that's saying we're going to be chill is going to be the person that's not chill.
No, impossible. I'm chill.
Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, so that's a good place to wrap up the show, but it brings us to the end of the show question. And I purposely put this question in the document because of our morning text chats, what we were talking about. But what game are you guys looking forward to? Because I literally just wanted to talk about this.
Oh.
Oh my
Can
god.
we talk about Fate of the Old Republic, please? Can we just
Yeah,
talk
that
about it for
trailer
like
looks
2
really
minutes?
Good.
Yeah, so the Game Awards were last night at the time of recording this, and a trailer dropped for Star Wars, The Fate of the Old Republic. Not a lot of information about it, but it's the same game director as the original Knights of the Old Republic. It's confirmed to be an RPG, confirmed to have an alignment system. It's a Knights of the Old Republic sequel or successor or something. Oh boy, am I excited. But you guys can answer however you want. I just wanted to mention it. I literally picked that for me.
So you sent like when we talked about this in our group chat, you also sent another trailer that dropped yesterday, and that I missed, which is the one for Star Wars Galactic Racer. And I'm way more interested about that one suddenly.
That one looks like to be a spiritual successor to Pod Racer, which
Yeah.
was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1999 one, I think.
Sure,
yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
God, that makes me feel old.
Yeah, it was when episode 1 came out. Well, I'm gonna break the Star Wars trend. I actually just ran out of games that I was looking forward to because Metroid came out, and that was the last one on my long list of things to wait for. But the Game Awards were last night as we record, and so that's where those trailers came from. And the two from there that I'm excited about are the new Control game, Control Resonant, which is coming out early next year. I loved the original Control. These are from Remedy. They also made it the Alan Wake games. And I'm also excited about the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil Requiem. Coming to Mac, I'm
nice.
sure, in 2030 or something, but there'll be much fanfare.
And it'll be mentioned at every single event for the next following 3 years.
Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. I'd love to be wrong. But yeah, always love Resident Evil games, so looking forward to that.
Nice. Well, that's a great place to wrap up. Thank you all so much for listening, and a huge thank you to Mac Stories. We're our Mac Stories podcast after all, so go check out all the other writings and podcasts on the show. And if you want more Comfort Zone, we have Cozy Zone, like previously mentioned. That's our members-only podcast. There will be a link in the description or show notes wherever you're listening or watching. Thank you all so much for watching, listening, whatever it is.
Sorry.
Oh,
one
go
last
for it.
thing before people
Yeah.
go. Look,
Is it
wait-
sock related?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not a sock. I got this in the mail. Look at this.
Oh, for audio listeners, it's a bunch of Mastodon stickers with the Mastodon
Elephant?
elephant.
Mascot?
Is his name Jeffrey? What's
Is
his
it?
name? I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
John.
I hope it's
Obviously
Mark.
John.
Mark the
Oh,
Mastodon.
John Mastodon, sure.
Yes.
John Mastodon. Nice.
There you go.
Lovely.
Last little treat.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for listening, watching. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.